20-minute segments. That's what technology is today. All this crap anyhow. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to attempt, with what lack of room that we have, I'm going to give you a little clearer shot of this. Right there it is. See if we can get the light off of it a little bit. That is the sensor. That is it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to attempt to remove it. And I hope I have enough room to turn this damn bolt. Oh, come on. They have given you nothing with this. Okay, oh good. Oh, thank God, it's turning. Okay. Yeah, these are the parts they don't show you. This is the bullshit that they don't. Now I got to pull this out. I hope not too much oil is going to come. We are above the oil pan. I might get a little drippage. It's hard to tell. We're not going to bring the camera in on that. So, what we're going to do, back his bolt out. Okay, bolt is out. And here comes the fun. Come on, girl. Come on. Best way to do something like this is when you get your hand on it, you're not going to be able to see what you're doing. You give it a little twist. A little bit of twist and tug. And it's giving me a little bit of difficulty. That is unfucking believable. Unfucking real. I would never fucking guess that it would be this difficult. Of course, what do I fucking know? This is a different setup than what I really thought it would be. Really gonna watch. I mean, it doesn't matter if you destroy the old one, but we're trying not to. Yeah, you see I have the crowbar. And I really don't want to do that. I should have. That screwdriver's not going to give me any assistance. I know it's not. No, I didn't figure it was. What they have is it's resting right against the fucking edge. There it is. There it is. There it is. Slow. Pull it out slow. Okay. That's probably just dirt and whatnot from the garbage around the engine itself. I really don't like how it's done like that. Okay. But this is it. This is the old one. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to prepare for the new one. What I'm going to try to do is make sure that around the hole is clean. You don't want scales of rust or dirt or anything of that sort. And it doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty good, actually. This is the actual... I don't know if that's the actual hole that the light is on itself. Okay. So now we're going to go get the new one. Set you back down. So right here is the new one. I don't know if you can see that or not. I hope so. Okay. Biggest thing is when you go to insert these, being that it rides within the inside of the block, I'm assuming it's from the position of it, it is where the crankshaft's at. So you want to make sure there is no dirt whatsoever on these. Nothing. And there isn't. So you got to be careful when you go to insert these. Try not to touch anything on the way up. And we're in the hole. We're in. And it is in. I don't know if I could show it to you. That is the new sensor. And there's not even any room really for the camera itself. So we're trying to, there it is. That is the new one. We're in, the hole's aligned. So, I'm sorry that I don't have such good angles, and the fact that this has to sit there, it's kind of hard to turn bolts and hold a camera at the same time. But this is the bolt going back in. I wonder how fun this starter is going to be to get back up in there. I swear to God, these better be a good part. I better not have to come back under here and do this because this was a junk part. This bolt, of course, is like 4 miles long. Okay, well, now when you're putting the bolt in, you want to make sure that the sensor itself is seated correctly. So you always want to try to, if you can, watch as it goes in. Okay. If you're one of those persons that are specific about torque wrenches, that's nice, but I'm not. Not with a sensor. Basically, when you tighten them back up, give it a snug, it's good enough. You know, not, I mean, do it to your own discretion. Nothing too tight. It didn't take that much coming out. I would assume a bolt like this is probably about 15 pounds, but if we can get this socket back on. Oh, I forgot to set this damn thing. No, we're correct. We're good. This is the difficult parts. Is this actual getting this in there. Oh, I can't believe it. Shit. No fucking room. Room on top, but not down here. Gotta be a fucking acrobat to be able to do some of this dumb shit. Okay, now we're on it. Now we're on it. Eye goggles are probably a suggestion. I don't understand. Why the fuck are you doing that? Okay. Yeah, this is about an hour. We're about an hour into this. Pretty close, I think. I haven't watched the time, but... And that's not too bad for somebody who doesn't do these every day. I can't believe the difficulty. The lack of room, that's the biggest problem. This is why I'm building my own vehicle, because I can relocate a lot of this bullshit out of the way to where I don't have to fight with things like this to gain access to a little dumb sensor. Oh my God. And like I said, when you're tightening this, you just want to be a little bit snug about it. It does not have to be tight. I mean, it does have to be tight, but not to where you're going to snap the head off. And just use your discretion. After you've done it for enough times, you'll know what it needs. And that's good right there. Usually with like a 10mm bolt, I just put my finger on it and drag it, and that's going to be sufficient, not beyond sufficient, and it'll be fine for what it's going to do. So now what we're going to do is plug it back in. How much time do we have on this yet? Oh, 9 minutes into it. Woohoo! Watch out. That's what you pay those big bucks for fucking shit that doesn't work. So we're going to plug you back in. And when you're plugging these back in, you always want to watch as well when you're doing that. Make sure it's correctly aligned as it goes, and then it snaps, and of course it did. So there we are. Let's see if we can get the camera lens up in there. It is in. This light's kind of too bright for this, so it's kind of hard to get a good shot on it. But right there's what you got, and we are in. So now we're going to put the starter back up in, which is this. Yeah. Teeth don't look bad. Teeth look pretty good. It's not too bad. Oh, man. It's actually getting dark out here. I have to try to hurry on this. Try to get this thing back together so we're not out here at midnight. So here comes the fun, putting this son of a bitch back in. Because I don't know why it has to be this difficult. Okay. We're in. We're going up. Try to pull this fucking wire out. Really? Oh man. The problem with something like this, when you have such a jam, if you don't exactly watch how it came out, it could be quite difficult getting it back in, and this is obviously what I'm going to experience right here. Because it's going to be that one little stupid twist that I didn't remember. I know it is. And again, keep your conscience to the fact that you have the crank positioning sensor right in behind the starter. So when you're putting the starter back in, it's going to take a little bit of force, but you also got to watch you don't slip and break that sensor off. I think sometimes things like this were designed like this on purpose. I don't really care what people think of that statement. Oh my god, that's such horse shit. That is such horse shit. Why is it fucking doing that? Oh, that fucking wire, of course. Of course. You have to be aware of the entire environment around everything, because what you're directly looking at could be an illusion as opposed to something that you don't clearly see. I love greasing the fucking eyeballs, I'll tell you what, you fucking garbage shit. Oh my fucking Christ. Quit. Oh, okay. My problem with eyeglasses is they get on my fucking nerves. I don't typically wear them and I'll pay for it later, but god. Fuck it. Fucking shit. Oh. Okay. Come on, get out. Don't need to lay here 20 minutes rubbing fucking eyeballs. Oh, why does this gotta be so fucking hard? I know that's what it is. It's a fucking wire holding it. Hold on. Okay, we got it moved, and okay, I see what's going on there. So now what I need to do is I need to get this son of a bitch to rise up a little higher somewhere. When you get an angle, once we get a fucking angle, we might be able to get it to slide right in. It's close. It's kind of hard working with shit like this because you have nowhere to stick your hands. And now everything is going to interfere. And you're trying to get this angle. Prying it out wasn't such a big deal. Getting it back in apparently is going to be a deal. And I don't exactly know how that comes out. And that might actually influence it going back in, which is this little pan, this shield that's on here on the transmitter itself. I may actually have to remove it. I don't know if I drop the back if it'll fucking go. I honestly can't fucking believe how difficult this is. Let's try removing the shield. And I can't do that, because if I remove the shield, then I won't be able to get it back in when the starter's in, so you can't not do that. That's fucking cute. I don't know why this is so difficult. Oh my god, you fucking bastard. I actually don't see what is stopping it. Oh, I got the fucking engine mount rubbing off of the back side of it. Why? God damn it. Oh. This video is gonna get scrapped. I don't think it's gonna be any good. Scrapped. Oh my god, why? Scrapped. Is it going to hit that sensor if I fucking get the pry bar? Pry bar, get it on the back side of it. Let's see if we can push it with a little force. Hate doing shit like this, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do when it don't cooperate. Gotta watch that sensor. Do not pry against that sensor. And also the same thing is this is an aluminum oil pan. So you do want to watch, if you do pry, baby steps. You do not, as well with everything else. And you also have to understand with the wire on the starter or whatnot, you won't want to short it. So when you do pry, don't lose your temper on it. I just can't believe how ridiculous this setup is. This is one of the worst I've ever seen. And it just won't do it. It won't go past. There we are. There we are. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to leave that unplugged for a minute. Now we're going to begin. Reinsert the bolts. The bolts are the same size, so that's a good thing. Hold your starter in place. You try to get it close on alignment. You start the bolts by hand, of course. Oh my fucking... It's not even in. What the hell? Now why is that doing that? We are aligned. Okay, bolts in. What you want to do, you get it in about halfway, so that allows the starter to move around for the second bolt, and so that you can make sure that the holes align. Always try to start them in by hand, if possible, to ensure that it's not cross-threaded. These bolts aren't in too bad a shape. They appear to be turning okay. Sometimes you have to wiggle the starter a little bit to take the tension off when you're screwing it by hand. You don't really have a lot of torque from this angle with your fingers. And we appear to be going in pretty well. Plug this wire back in for the... This is the... Oh... Okay, oil sensor is in. Check those wires. Those wires aren't touching anything, so that's good. These are the actual starter wires. They appear okay.